Hello, everyone. Winston is yelling at me. My uterus is yelling at me. I hope no one is yelling at you. Good morning. How are we doing today? Go there. Go there. Yes, I told you I would get it. How are we doing? I'm sorry I'm a little late. I know. I know. I got sucker punched. I thought I'm doing fine. And then I got confident because I thought, you know what? My makeup is going great today. And then my uterus was like, psych. So I had to make a wardrobe change because I need to be able to sit like this in a little bit, and that wasn't really possible. I don't even know if you're seeing this because I didn't adjust my camera, but I put on a comfy, what was it called, leisure pants. I'm wearing leisure pants today, and I have my hot water bottle, and I'm gonna read the Maniac because apparently, no, not because, but apparently it's about a real person. I only found out this morning that apparently today is Jane Austen's birthday. Let me check it again. I did already, but yeah. Wait, that is 250 years ago? Yes, it's today is 250th birthday of Jane Austen if she were alive. Luckily she isn't because I don't think she would be enjoying herself. Hello mutant Helios and Borky. Goedemorgen. Oops. How are we feeling? Let me check real quick if the VOD went up this morning because I didn't check. See, like, why do you do this? You yell at me to play and then you go lie there, just out of reach. It's mean. I can sit like this for a little bit. Did the VOD go up this morning? I don't know. It looks like it. YouTube being sarcastic. My God. I'm not gonna respond. Yes, it went up. Okay. Okay, I got this book at the library. One of the few that I got in a panic because I went there because I wanted some quiet and not have to adjust my seating position on my cats. I wanted some quiet. I wanted to be out of the house a little bit, so I thought I'll go to the library. And in case you missed it, it wasn't quiet. It wasn't quiet at all in the library. There were police officers everywhere going into places they're not supposed to go. And apparently they were looking for someone in the library. So I grabbed a stack of books and I left. And one of them was The Maniac. Another one is Glyph by Ali Smith. The third one I got was a short story collection. So I immediately put it back in my bag to go back to the library. But so I got a stack from downstairs, which is where there are stables where they showcase books, right? And they're not really supposed to put big letter books in that stack. I know this because I was a librarian, and it's just not supposed to be there. So this is a big letter book, and I'm not sure I want to read this. For one, because there's not a lot of copies of this book in this font. It's made for people who have bad eyesight, right? It's a huge font. So I think I need to adjust the camera. I didn't adjust it. I feel bad that someone who depends on this book can't read it now because one of the people who works at the library put it in the promotion place. It's very possible that this is the only copy of this book for those people, for people who need a big font. So me having this book, I just feel bad. I'm afraid I think I'm gonna return it. But other than that, I just don't feel like reading this. So I've decided to read The Maniac today. If I'd known before this morning, because I only found out this morning that it's the birthday of Jane Austen, I would have picked a Jane Austen, but I genuinely don't want to. Not that I don't want to read Jane Austen, but I just don't want to. I don't want to get up now. I'm sitting. I'm in pain. We're gonna read a little bit. Oh no! I just said that, and I realized that I didn't turn on my music. I have to get up. No! Just turn it down completely. I can't reach it. Oh, fuck. That's so loud. That is not royalty-free lo-fi. You're on your last book of the year. Congratulations. Congratulations, Porky. I'm so proud of you. Just in case you're not reaching your goal now, because I found out that this is a pretty big topic. Apparently, a lot of people in the book world start being mean to people when they didn't and won't, because it's obvious because of their goal that they won't be able to reach their reading goal. Apparently, some people who do reach their reading goal start to be mean. Don't do that. You read, period. The reading goal is a goal. It's not an ultimatum. All right. But that does remind me. I did as well. I didn't realize it, but yesterday I finished my 100th book of the year, which is the goal I set for myself beginning of the year, which is lower than the year before. The year before I read like 120 books, but I didn't want to push myself too far. And I'm happy. I did mess up something. Let me see if I can over here. It's my own, it was bound to go wrong at some point. It's a miracle it took so long, because I realized last month, yeah, see here, 99. I made an oopsie somewhere. Because I am better at keeping track of the books I'm reading on the story graph because of the statistics. I know Goodreads says I read 99 books, but I missed one. I didn't. On the story graph it says 100, and that means that the last book, the book that I finished to reach that goal was The Bear and the Nightingale, which I'm very grateful for because I finished the book, right? And I put it into the cherrypies Goodreads, and it said 99 books, and oh no, that means that the book that makes me reach my goal will be Gabriel's Rapture. And I was both annoyed but also very tickled by that, because it's not something I would have picked up on my own. It's something I'm reading because I'm reading it together with Erin, and that it would have upset me a little bit, but it's not. It's going to be the one that brings me over the goal. So it's not Gabriel's Rapture. Hi Tylos, hi Chungus, how are we doing? Good morning. I picked up the book. I feel bad, forgot about Neumann's computer science contributions. Selfer, wait, which book? The Maniac? That would be very interesting. Exactly, Borky. That's why I wasn't aware either that there's people who go out of their way to say nah 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 online. Are you kidding me? If your hobby is genuinely reading books, read more books. You have too much time. If you're bullying other people for not reading as many books as you did, the hell? Hi, Umsket. What's poppin'? My uterus. No, I'm not joking though. It hurts. So excuse my posture today. If you're looking at me and you're thinking she's sitting like a shrimp, I am. I'm sorry. I cannot do better for a little while. Hopefully when my painkillers kick in it will get better, but as for now I kind of want to be a shrimp. You walked in a pit. No, I'm scared. I refuse. Oh, well, thank you. Greta Lapai and Goda Heiko, thank you so much for the follows. Welcome in. Are you going to join me with a book today, or do you have something else to do, including just keeping yourself alive, which is 80% of what I'll be doing today. lately I've been reading short books, making the goal a bit easier. Not on purpose though. Kafka's stuff is shorter, for instance, and I've been reading him a lot. And Kafka isn't easy. It's quite dense. It gives you a lot of food for thought. Not that you have to, go into it that deep, but even if you were, that's totally fine. If you feel the need to reach your goal, I understand if not reaching your goal can feel demotivating. But just a goal is not an ultimatum, and don't let people bully you into thinking that you didn't read enough or you read too much. Apparently, that's a thing. People are being mean to people. You didn't read 100 books. What do you mean? I did. Just because you spend more time doing something else, it doesn't mean I didn't have the time. What the hell? What's wrong with people? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? Let people be. If you read anything, including articles online, I'm very proud of you. Now, if you do put a goal in your Goodreads or whatever, in your personal files, then that's great, but it's a guideline. I'm just glad that you read and that you're reading. No, I'm scared. That's so mean. I'll probably do a little bit better when my painkillers kick in, but as for now, I genuinely wish I could fold myself like a lawn chair. Yeah. Can you imagine? I have days where I wish I was a lawn chair. I decided to program a schedule for Discord, which grabs the schedule from Twitch and posts it in Discord. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even know where to begin. That's impressive. How did you come up with the idea? Doing I currently working, waiting to. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I should make a disclaimer somewhere in my title. I'm going to do my. I'm going to read the Maniac. I'm not even functioning. Oh no. Hopefully accept delivery of my new GPU if it ever arrives. Oh, that reminds me. I need to get on a package as well. I wanted to start cross stitch this year, but I didn't really have needles, not the ones that I felt comfortable with. So I ordered some, and they've been on their way for 3 weeks now. I'm pretty sure they're gone. You baked bread. Oh, Jungas, I'm jealous. I've been wanting to bake bread for at least a week. It smells so good. Are you implying that you didn't sleep though, Jungas? Guess what? Those people read boring books, so I don't care what they mean. Exactly, Borky. If you're judging other people's reading, then you should read more books, probably. But that's maybe just me. Yeah, Metamorpho. Never mind! That book by Kafka! I can't. Oh no. This is gonna be. You don't understand. I have things to do after stream. If I am still like this, I'm gonna have a huge problem. Um, that is a very dense book, though. If you think about it, if you let it sink in, even though it's 80 pages, you will carry that book with you for the rest of your life. I'm gonna cry. Hi, Millie. How are you doing? Really specific, I know. Lawn cherry, yes, yes. That's me. That's me. Oh, I wish. How dare you not read 1,200 books a year? That's only 100 a month. It should be peanuts. If you know now say you have read that many books a year, I'm gonna get scared for you. No, but one of the reasons I read a lot less is because I can't do ebooks. Ebooks I can't do audiobooks at the moment, and if you use your time almost obnoxiously productively, you could read, well, 1,200 is a bit much, but you could read a ridiculous amount of books if you also listen to audiobooks and listen to them on like 1.5 speed or something. I don't recommend that actually because that's a little bit fast. But if I think of all the hours that I spent, chores or traveling, if I were to add that up and calculate how many books that would probably translate to at least 100 books. Yeah. because I do all my own housework, all my chores. You would be surprised at how many hours you spend doing really simple things that you could supplement with audiobooks. I don't want to do it manually. That's yeah. This is how things are invented. People are sick of doing something themselves, and they think, you know what, I'm gonna invent something. Enter washing machines. You made what, Chungus? Crushed black peppercorn and smoked paprika to the dough. Oh God, that's I can smell it here. Buenos dias, Pokemon. Pokemon? Am I gonna call it Pokemon? We're going into a sprint. I'm so sorry. I will be muting myself, and I am going to read. I'm reading a library book today, and I invite you to join me with a book, audiobook, ebook, whatever it is. Or maybe you just want to do something for yourself. That is okay. But I will make sure that you won't hear me grumble because I have an endometriosis episode. I am okay. I'm just a little bit of pain. And we'll just do whatever we can today, all right? Remember that breathing is, a full-time job, literally. And if you want to hang out and chat, that's okay too. I'm going to shut up now, and I'll see you in half an hour. Good luck. last minute. I wasn't prepared. I, was, I wasn't prepared for that opening paragraph. Um, my head hurts. Okay, so I. Oh, do you want me to tell? Even though it says very clearly in the beginning that I mean I'm not going to read the entire book, but I would like to not be alone in this first paragraph. Who knows about the guy that this book is about? Because I didn't realize it was a real man. I mean, I was in a panic. There was police in the library, and I just wanted to get out. I grabbed a few books and I left. um, uh, huh? Wait, I'm floundering. Paul Ehrenfest. Paul Ehrenfest. Does that name say anything to you? I didn't recognize it. And on the back it says John von Neumann was a titan of science. The Maniac places von Neumann at the center of a literary triptych about the dark foundations of our modern world and the nascent era of AI. It begins with It begins with Paul Ehrenfest, an Australian physicist and close friend of Einstein, a very close friend of Einstein. I just found out. No, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Uh, History. I don't think this means biography. I thought this was history. But it was on that. Listen, there's this table, and there's supposed to be just romance. So it's supposed to be a table filled with English romance, not too serious books. This is insane. That this was on that table is manic. Honestly, fictionalized. Okay, thank you, Millie. It was written by Benjamin or Benjamin maybe because there's like a thingy on the I. Labatut. A liography. I think. Well, it's the Maniac places von Neumann at the center of a literary triptych about the dark foundations of our modern world and the nascent era of AI, which begins with Paul Ehrenfest, an Australian physicist and close friend of Einstein who fell into despair when he saw science and technology become the tyrannical forces that they are today, really. It ends 100 years later in the showdown between the South Korean Go master Lee Sedol and AI programming AlphaGo. Braiding fact into fiction. So, um, this book was meant to be in my hands. I just wasn't prepared because the Paul Ehrenfest, he met with an unfortunate ending, and 2 pages later, there's another unfortunate ending, and I'm like, wow, I'm 8 pages in, and I'm really, I need to take a break. And what I've learned so far is that if you're a physicist level genius, you're probably gonna self-exit. That is what I've learned so far. It's not a happy book, which is not. It's not bad. It's not bad. I just wasn't prepared. I thought we were going to go through the mental agony first, but no, we're just going to go straight to bye. I think the kitties noticed it because they're usually, I mean, they're clingy, but not like this. That was really cute that they both wanted my attention. Um, No, Tyler. So I read the book Goddess by Kelly Gardner, which is a fictionalized biography of Lamapin. Lamapin? Also known as, give me a second because my brain is not braining, Julie or something. I don't know how to pronounce that. She was a French lady, a French opera singer who had a fascinating life. Really, truly, Goddess was also beautifully written. And I think that a lot more people would be interested in reading about other people's lives if a biographer was given a little bit more leniency when it comes to not necessarily romanticizing a life, but putting scenes that of which we have factual knowledge into just a little bit more interesting coat. And if you want to read a perfect example, read Goddess. She was the daughter of the head of stable, I think, of King Louis the something, and she grew up a little bit unconventional. She was surrounded with a lot of wealth, but she wasn't wealthy. But because she grew up around stables, she also learned how to ride horses and to I don't think necessarily sword fighting, because wasn't it like against the law to have duels, I think. She escaped death several times because she pretended to be a man when it suited her. She was a great opera singer at some point, which is, I think, one of the reasons she was exonerated at some point. But the biggest red thread that is in Goddess is that she was bisexual, and she fell madly in love with this very rich girl, because they were both really girls for today's standards. And that love story is just, even just the facts are beautiful and tragic, and it was like the 1700s or something, so way before any of that was accepted, especially for people of, I think she was like a princess or something, or like a duchess, the girl that La Maupin fell in love with. And to spoil it, it's history. To spoil it, they ran away. No. They kissed. The rich girl, I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry, but because she doesn't actually have a name in history, we don't actually know who she is. But that girl was sent to a convent. Julie was like, "Oh hell no!" And she went to hell and back again on foot, trying to find this girl, and going around all the convents until she found her. Then she pretended to be a nun as well, and they ran away together, burning down the freaking nunnery, the convent. And so, oh my god! And that book, I swear, it's loosely biographical, a loose biography based on facts that we know, but it's written like a story. And actually, to give you a little bit more detail about how it's written from her deathbed. You meet Julie on her deathbed, and she is talking about her sins, and she tells her life story, and that is how. It's so beautiful. It's such a good book, and just she set it on fire. She honestly, if you want to get into unconventional biographies, I recommend Goddess by Kelly Gardner. Beautifully written, badass woman, and yes, it's there's stuff added and there's assumptions made, but the core facts are real. We have proof of that. And this is not going to be that romantic because we have two self-exits in the first 8 pages, but I think that if this is what we're now kind of assuming it is, a great way to make people read biographies, because you can learn so much from a biography. There's so much in there that you can take away and applicate to your own life, right? And also just learn about history a little bit. This is unhinged. I mean, I should have. It's called The Maniac, so and the other one is called Goddess, so I should have known. But that is genuinely one of my favorite books ever. Not just because it's about a badass woman in history, but just because the way it was written is glorious. And I think a lot of people would enjoy biographies a lot more if they were written like that. Just keep in mind that yes, it's romanticized a little bit, but you know, it's a way to make people read things that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise. But I wasn't expecting two self exits in the first 8 pages. So I guess I have to make a switch. We are going into a power hour, people. I have to pee, so I'll be gone for a little bit. The cats are calmed down. I'm gonna reheat my hot water bottle. I'll feel a little bit better. It's just my head. My head hurts. It's bright. But we're going into a power hour. Fictional history. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's pleasant. It's pleasant. I don't mind it at all. The goal of the power hour is to try and practice flow or getting into the zone. The full hour is going to be impossible. I won't be able to do it either. But the point is to get back to it. Starting is often the hardest part, which is what we're going to practice. So let me know what you're up to. If you're reading a book or do know of any fictionalized biographies, let me know because I think that is really a hidden love of mine. Now I'm talking about Goddess especially, and this is also as shocking as it is. Yes, that one. I am amusing myself. I just wasn't expecting it. Good luck. I'll see you in an hour. Turn on your own music. Sit in silence. Whatever you need today. It's all good. And I'll speak to you in a bit. Last minute. This is bad. This is so bad. We're taking a 10-minute break and then we're doing another sprint. Oh no. Okay. Let me process for a second. How are we doing? Hi Garfield. Good morning. Anyone saw the interview with the vampire series? Series? There's a series? I didn't. Hi Blue. How are you doing today? I hope Erin has gotten her coffee by now. And before I forget, we have 2 new followers. Chico Rubik and Ghost Yeti is what I'm gonna make of it. Thank you so much for the follows. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. What am I gonna say? I don't know. I am absolutely flabbergasted by this book. The Maniac by Benjamin Labatut. Labatut? I don't know where the stress is in that name. Sad, very sad, very very sad, and I suspect that not a few of these people that are spoken about in this book, because I'm assuming there's going to be some others. Or I am now reading about John von Neumann. And I am not a mathematician of any kind, but I loved math in high school because it were just puzzles, and I loved the way that made my brain feel. I need to let you know it's the last. Well, normally I pay a little bit more attention, but this is sad. It's sad is because basically what I'm learning. There's quite a lot of book left, but I am starting to feel like these genius people were tortured really in their own brains, and I fear that many of them were probably highly autistic and suffered from OCD. And their hyper focus was really just trying to control reality. And the reason it's a little bit difficult to explain is because I recognize a lot of the behavior, and that's not good. These people did not find happy endings so far, but like an insatiable hunger for understanding, and how that escalates into absolute madness. Was manic depression, when was that actually? Because the first guy was in what in those few pages, because it's really not a lot to talk about an entire person's life. It's not about the entire life, it's about the ending really. uh what was his name? Paul Ehrenfeld. um he was manic. He was absolutely manic. And both of them, because I'm assuming that every part has an explanation of the genius of the people that are talked about here. They're probably all going to be men. Um, Let me see. Tylos, I mean someone who suffers from a manic depression, not someone being a manic sounds a bit disrespectful. I am talking about a very serious mental disorder, which is now called bipolar. And is often not always recognized in its cyclical behavior, going from the darkest of depression to manic, which is you don't sleep, you're convinced that you found a solution, um, and you're basically on top of the world. But that difference is devastating. It breaks your brain. And it seems like both of the men that have been brought up so far suffered from at least some form of bipolar, with a not a little bit of OCD, probably even autism. This the second guy, the von Neumann, he there was a bit about his early life, how he was obsessive about can't find it, but just obsessive about ordering or trying to bring order to the world around him. And with the discovery of quantum physics, it just kind of fell apart for a lot of people, which I completely understand. No coffee, Aaron, go get coffee. I always looked at math as training the brain to be able to look at a bunch of information and then figure out a pattern and end result. It's a way to make sense of the world, but thanks to quantum physics, that has kind of been broken. Quantum physics really says nothing, you know nothing. And these people seem to, because I feel like this was before psychology was really, I mean, it's still a little bit of a taboo for men, but this was probably far beyond, before any support was available or even recognized as like mental illness. So if you're all alone and you don't know that mental illness is a thing, and you find the solution in math, for example, and that is your anchor to reality, because if your mind is so fast that it makes connections where, you know, most people don't even realize that the thing that you're connecting exists, you know, if that then gets stolen from you by the discovery of something called quantum physics, I can imagine that without any support, you unravel. And it's really sad. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, I knew it was going to be serious, but this is a little bit closer to my own brain than I was expecting. Mm. Yeah, actually, manic depression is what we used to call it, I think, or just manic for short. But we know it as bipolar disorder these days. I was just saying manic in the sense of the title of the book. Yeah, I mean, it makes. I'm not sure how I feel about that quite yet, because you're right, Tylos. It invites people to talk in a little bit of a derogatory way when all I see is mental illness. What is his name? The guy who invented the atomic bomb. He's gonna come by as well. The first guy was friends with Einstein, like Paul Ehrenfeld. All those people were really closely connected, I'm learning. Right, Tylos? This is so sad. I didn't expect it to be this sad. Manic is not a slur. Savolis, if you are actually bipolar, the use of the word manic is sensitive. Maybe not for everyone, and I'm very glad it isn't for you, but we can keep each other in mind a little bit, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna suspend my judgment of the title, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna mute myself now, though. Exactly, and that is my problem because what he is talking about in this book is people being manic, not being a maniac. He is talking about mental illness and using a word that could lead to misunderstanding, as we are talking about here. But I'm going to read a little bit more. I'm going to mute myself. I will let you know before the timer ends. I'll try to keep an eye on it, but I am so interested in this. I'm fascinated. I'm sinking into it immediately. So let me know what you're up to. Turn on your own music or sit in the silence, which can be nice every once in a while. And I'll see you in half an hour. Good luck. last minute. All right. Oh, this book is going to give me a lot of thoughts. And this wasn't the best day to start this book. The Maniac by Benjamin Labatut. The Sunday Times at Absorbing reads like a physicist Carlo Rovelli crossed with the cosmic horror of H.P. Lovecraft. Honestly, yeah, I feel that. I should have read that bit. Oh, hi Pixel Moo. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. I am being bombarded with information and sadness. um, Basically, the guy that is talking, the narrator, Benjamin, knew a lot of very, very, very important people for history. Um, I'm not entirely sure why it started with Paul Ehrenfest, unless it's Einstein who knits them all together. Important brains in history, people who apparently the computer, the seed of that idea of the computer came from a loom. Von Neumann, his father was a banker, and he would sometimes bring home the things that the bank invested in, and in this case it was a loom, like an ancient one, the huge one that fills an entire room, right? And it worked with cards, and those cards would determine the pattern of what the tapestry or whatever you were making with the loom. And those cards were basically the seed for the modern day computer. And it feels like, I don't know enough about any of these people, but it feels like it was the perfect storm. Oppenheimer is going to come by. Einstein seems to be connected to all of the men that are going to be talked about, which is very interesting. I don't know a lot about Einstein. I do know that he had beautiful legs. He had truly remarkable legs. um, are there more pictures? Because that was also a nice surprise. No, just that is interesting. Just of that first guy. Oh no, here's a picture. It's an emotional roller coaster. It is, and it's a little bit confronting because I am by no means a genius, but I am autistic. So, which is why I suspect that the people so far are probably on were probably on the spectrum to some degree. And I recognize the madness in certain behavior of trying to make sense of the world, because for a lot of autistic people, truth and what well, truth, I guess, is something that is completely outside of my emotional experience. Opinion and fact are two completely separate things, and I can be extremely upset about a fact, but that still leaves it as a fact. And sometimes it feels like that neurotypical people confuse opinion and fact a little bit too often. Whether on purpose or not, I have no right or knowledge to determine. But it feels like, especially looking at like the news these days, there's so much going on in the world, like in politics, that to my autistic brain, if I keep myself contained in my own brain, is absolute madness. I don't get it. I don't get why people are fighting, because there's just no logic. There's no logic, there's no truth, it's just politics and lies. And in it in an attempt to not go insane in an insane world, you do this stuff. I feel like you grasp at straws, and math is supposedly something that is clear cut and there's truth, but the truth is we know nothing. We know nothing. Facts change with time because we discover new things. And in a world where psychology and especially men's mental health was just not a consideration, I can only imagine the pain these men went through. And both of them, because I'm at the, and I'm now actually, I really don't know why it started with Paul. Von Neumann. I'm now in going into the story of Neumann, and I've read two pieces of the women that were involved in some way or other with this Neumann, von Neumann, very important. Uh, it's just sad. It's just sad. I'm very curious where this is gonna go. It's not gonna end well. It's gonna end with like today, basically, and AI. Or actually, we've progressed a lot. No, it's 23. So I mean, we made a lot of progress when it comes to AI in the last 2 years. But this will conclude somewhere in the 2020s. I'm a bit scared. I'm a little bit scared. Weird compliment. What do you mean, Marky? What am I saying? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of my brain. I'm so sorry if it doesn't make sense. I'm trying to process what I'm reading and learning, because for one, I wasn't expecting it to be like nonfiction. It's semi-fiction. It's fictionalized history. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was going to read a story, just an actual story. So I'm a bit overwhelmed. It's okay. Knitting is the fabric of the universe. Albert Einstein, probably. The loom. I am fascinated by that invention as well, because it's magic. It's really magic. The person who invented that invented the computer, basically. The analog a loom was an analog computer, stripped to its bare minimum. Yeah, Millie. Yeah, I had to wash it again because she was sick and she puked on it. And the other one, I have another one. I have a green one, but I decided to put it under the Christmas tree for Christmas Eve. I have a few small things that I put under the Christmas tree, and some of the things that were gifted for the kiddies I wrapped as well, because I thought it would be cute. Because I didn't really think about Christmas until I put up the tree. I have to be honest. Storm, hello. How are you doing? Networking is so underrated. It seems like a lot of the influential people knew each other. Well, it's luck, Tyler. It's a lot of luck. I hate networking. I hate it. It's politics. That's just politics. I have always had a dislike for networking. A lot of these people were just going to the same schools, or sometimes their wives knew each other. Um, but I feel like networking. Um, the danger of networking is that people get close themselves down unless you have some connection to someone they know. You know what I mean? Just because you don't know certain people, now your idea, for example, is being written off because you don't have the word of someone else. That is what networking is in my brain. It always seemed ridiculous, just because I don't know anyone doesn't mean that my invention is invalid. Now I have to be social, and that is coming out of this book as well. A lot of people who have genius brains are not really socially the same. uh, and it's just luck that brings them in contact with certain people. And in cases of genius, it's not networking, but being picked up at a young age by someone who sees your potential. The stupid thing is I'm really good at networking, but that just makes me aware of all think of all the people who are just not able to network, who are genuinely, because they're neurospicy, genuinely not able to do that. Think of all the inventions and ideas that have gone lost into nothingness just because they weren't able to talk to the right people or at all. I don't know. I feel like we should give each other more chances without having a reference phone number. I don't know. Albert Einstein loved to ride bicycles. One of his quotes is, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." I agree. Apparently, he spent a lot of time in Leiden. I didn't know that. Neurotypicals annoy me so much. I'm sure that neurospicy people annoy neurotypicals. We need to find a way to start talking to each other and keep each other's value without, denying our own truth. Tooz is an angel. She really is. She was a bit annoying this morning, but she truly is. With her not unblinking eyes. God dang it. Can't say no. Can't stay angry. She was lying on top of my belly, but my belly hurts, and sometimes it hurt. It hurt too much. So I moved her with blanket at all when I was still reading in bed, to the side, right? So I could feel some relief on my belly without the pressure of, because she's a bit. She enjoys her food, okay? She's well fed. She's very healthy. And then she proceeded to move back on my belly. I was like, girl, I did that on purpose. No, please, let me breathe for a second. I love her to death, but yeah, sometimes I feel like, especially for the pattern recognition, genius in math, knowing nothing also means everything is possible. And you just grab the nearest straw you can find and try to find patterns from there. It feels like these people latch onto one idea, and that is kind of their lifeline. And I guess because of, psychology, if it was even an actual field, it just didn't recognize the dangers of certain behaviors until it was too late, which is sad. It just makes me sad. It's 12 p.m., so we shouldn't be sleeping. I mean, if you want to have a nap, now is the best time. Like an hour. Sounds like you're talking about gatekeeping. Yeah, but that happens. That happens when people don't recognize the flaws in networking. That is exactly what networking is, gatekeeping. Just because you don't know the right people, now your invention, your idea is never going to see the light of day. If that is what you were talking about. Neurospicy, yeah, it sounds more interesting, doesn't it, than neurodivergent? Even though I like that term as well. I don't mind being a mutation. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. An Einstein quote that was actually said and written by Einstein. Is there a lot of fake stuff out there? I didn't say half the stuff people on the internet say I did. Albert Einstein. I don't think internet existed. Are you bringing fake quotes into the mix now? I also learned about a term. The term. Can I even say it? A term for a non-Jewish Jewish person. I'm struggling. Oh, shoot. I didn't see this. Hold on. Maybe I learned the wrong thing. Oh, I didn't. It's just grammar. Wait, so fake Einstein quotes are very much a thing? I didn't know. Half of them being his is generous? I genuinely don't know enough about the dude. Does anyone know a good book, a good biography about Einstein? This is very interesting for me though, because I often wonder what it must be like to be in the brain of this kind of person, and now I know it's not that it's not that different from how I experience the world, and that is not okay. That's depressing. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe I find a solution in here as well. You know, movies? What movies? I'm not very good at watching movies, but uh, I have a lot of questions in my brain now, and that might motivate me to watch a movie. I suck at watching movies. It's because I don't like making decisions. Turning on a 15 season series, easy, easy. I don't have to make a decision after a few episodes. But a movie? What am I gonna do? I don't know if if I'm allowed to say this word because it could be derogatory. Um, yeah, this term has also been used in a discriminatory or derogatory manner, especially in times of conflict or persecution. Persecution! Oh no, brains! And it's too bright outside. I'm so upset. I can't go outside. I was gonna go for a walk with Winnie, but it's too bright. I can't deal. I'll give him a kippy. Einstein and Eddington. Einstein and Eddington. Did I even say hello to you, Lalit? I don't think I did. So I'm sorry. Hello. Ooh, it has a look. If I mean, I did. Okay, well, again, hello. um, what's his face? Oh no, oh no, come on. I'm at the end of my focus. The doctor, David Tennant. Oh, there you go. Okay, all is not lost. Lock yourself into your house, hire someone to make meals, and focus yourself solely on one single project. I would love to do that. I mean, I wouldn't want someone to make my meals though. I don't trust people. I would rather make my own meals. Truly, in my experience, what I found is that neurotypicals labor under this false sense of superiority. Tell us spicy brains that because our minds work differently, we're lesser than, but they don't say that outright. They dress it up with fancy words and expect us to adhere to their way of thinking. I'm unsure this is something that neurotypical people are aware of, though. I think a lot of it has to do with how autistic people are represented in media. The movie Rain Man did a lot of damage. The fact that research was first focused, Doctor Who, Billy, on men, young boys, and it is still a fight to this day for women to be recognized as autistic. So there is just a lot of not misinformation, but crooked information about autism. That's what I know most about. But also when it comes to ADHD, so it's not a surprise that people who are neurotypical view neurospicy people in a certain way. Uh, there's a hair of sluice in my mouth. Thank you. Um, And it's just like when I tell people in real life that I'm autistic, people genuinely don't believe me, and I have to almost prove myself. I used to do that, but now I'm like, nah, you go do your own research. I'm not gonna do. No, uh, because I seem so well adjusted, but they don't see the work and pain and depression that lies behind adjusting to a neurotypical world, and we have a long way to go. And I don't want to judge neurotypical people for not knowing what they don't know, because I don't know what I don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And only if we acknowledge that gap and don't judge it is there room for people to grow and to learn, because no one likes to be put like in a spot where they have to admit being wrong, Be careful out there, Millie. I run a bit for me as well. So out of superiority, I don't think that is a fully conscious thing for most people. Sure, there's sure a lot of people who thrive on feeling like they're the best. But for most people, I feel like it's just ignorance. But we can change that. The end of my Latin. Yeah, my brain is shutting down. It's so bright. And this is so much information. You don't understand. I need to absorb it all. I want to know this all. And that's another thing that I recognize from these people. That they're almost manic, or actually manic, need to understand. So it's a bit scary. I think that's what's overwhelming me the most. I am, again, by no means a genius, but the manner of thinking is kind of scary. I need to process that. I don't think I'm going to read any more today. I got to page 74, which is not bad for the amount of information that is being dumped. And it started out so sad. If you want to pick this up, be aware that it starts with a self-exit, like instantly, first paragraph. And it was, I wasn't expecting that. You Google, oh God, who else did Google? You didn't know about Einstein's legs? If you see a picture of his legs only, you think this is an elegant lady. I know, Storm, well-adjusted, high-functioning. Nah, I'm just good at acting that I am. But the moment I close my door, I'm like, I'm a mess. It's just that we have no choice, right? If you want to function in the world, we have to meet the world where it is today. But that doesn't mean we can't change it. I am fully convinced that neurospicy people are actually the solution for a lot of problems that we have today. People burning out, people having jobs that they're not supposed to do, and a lot in politics, honestly, because it just makes no sense. It makes no sense if we listen to some neurospicy people. I'm sure that there are solutions right in front of our faces that ego and emotion won't allow to be brought to light. I hope that makes any sense. This is the kind of book that you read and reflect on for the next months, for the rest of my life, Tylos. I'm probably, are there... Oh, I'm going to learn about chess as well. I mean, I should have, that makes sense. The God of Go. What is that? That's chess, right? This author also wrote When We Cease to Understand the World. I am pretty sure I'm going to read that as well. It starts with curiosity. Yes, Lalit, I agree. And I think that's one of the reasons that school systems are so unfortunate, because in my experience at least, I was admonished by all my teachers for asking questions that they didn't know the answer to, instead of, you know, seeing that as an opportunity to learn together. I was usually just, you know, scolded, and a lot of ego came into play. But curiosity, for one, can be practiced and trained. If you don't feel curiosity in general, know that that is not something that can be fixed. You can learn to be curious about everything. You just have to find your way into enjoying the process of learning, instead of aiming for the end result, which is something that you learn in school as well, or which is taught at school, that it's not about how you get there, it's about having the best score and being the best of your class. Well, no, the joy and the fulfillment lies in the learning process, in discovering your own flaws and filling it up with information that is found in the world, or your own logic, because our own brains are so much better at finding solutions than the school system has taught us it can. I don't think there's a... That's a shame. I was hoping there would be some sources, but the God of Go, yeah, hold on, that's the last chapter. Lee Sedol is the God of Go, I think. When every single tournament game that he played of AlphaGo, does anyone know AlphaGo? Spicy people. Yes, Lolly, not to be confused with spicy books. Oh gosh, I think the neighbors are breaking down the home. I hope they keep the wall up. It's Chinese. It's Chinese. It's a. I thought it was Chinese chess. I have opened up a tab for the movie about Einstein that was recommended. I'll take a look at it later. But it has David Tennant, so you know that is a promise that it's probably a good movie. I love David Tennant. He's amazing. Apparently, AlphaGo is a computer game that plays the board game Go. I think I know what this is. I have an image in my... It's like with pebbles, sort of. Yeah. Wait, it's not Chinese chess? Hold on. Oh, I see. I see my confusion. The round little thingies, that is what I thought. Wait, what? Chinese chess is even harder than Go, but so I don't know. I don't know. I can't play chess, all right? I can't. I never learned. I know the basics, but I couldn't do that. Shogi? I know chess and I know shogi. I don't know Go. I need to brush up my skills, it seems. Hi Katsu, how are you doing? I don't know any of that. So is it Lalit? I don't... Let's just AlphaGo. AlphaGo is what we're talking about here, and it has to do something with AI. I don't know what, because I have just skipped the entire book to see what's going on at the end. And this Lee Sedol guy was, or is, the god of... Oh no, it's a good thing I read that. This is going to end depressing for me, because it's going to end with AI is ruining everything. That is where it's going to end with. So, yay. I don't know. I don't think AI is the bad guy. I think the people who are putting it to use for things that we shouldn't be putting it to use for are the bad guys. It's not AI itself. AI could release the world from manual work that none of us want to do, right? Easy to learn, but more thinking than chess. Shogi is Japanese chess. My God. I didn't even know there were so many versions of chess. Go looks like checkers, but I guess it's totally different. Labubu! Katsu! Don't start about Labubu. I don't get that. I don't get it. What is happening with Labubu? Why? Why are people obsessed with... I genuinely don't know, alright? I just know that suddenly everyone was talking about them and had them. Where did they come from? Why? Never mind. It doesn't matter. We're talking about chess! Wait, Katsu! It's a scary doll, alright. But why? Every time I hear the word Labubu or see it, I think of this woman, which is honestly the only thing I know about Labubu. This woman who had a X amount of carat gold Labubu and it got stolen or something. People are mad. I don't know. As long as you're happy, please do your thing. But just don't hurt yourself or other people. I know someone who recently worked with David Tennant. They were both on a show, and this person was an extra. It was cold and dark as they were shooting at night. David could tell they were shivering, so he walked over and struck up a conversation. He then called for a crew member to get them a blanket and a hot drink. Oh, see? He's a good guy. He's one of the good guys. I love him so much. I saw him first as the Doctor, though. Doctor Who. Who made a joke about that? Doctor Who! I'm talking about Doctor Who! That would make me think of those troll dolls with long hair of my childhood. Oh, actually, yeah. I liked those. I had quite a few of them. It's just a fad, right? It's just a fad. I just don't get it. I'm grandma. I'm old. I don't get anything anymore. Let me Google it. I've never Googled it. It's just a trend. It doesn't have to make sense. I, and this is why this is an interesting book, because this is about men predominantly. Although from the first guy, Paul, his wife also wrote big pieces of his work, which is acknowledged in this book, but not in history. Interesting. But this is about men who are desperate to make sense of the world, and I think the same way. I work the same way. I'm getting better at letting it go because I'm too tired. I'm too tired. I don't want to end like these people. All right, that's not an option to me. But I guess I need to be careful because their world unraveled because they realized that they couldn't make sense of the world. I mean, I guess they're cute as well, Labubus. Where did they come from, though? I don't get it. You see why I was bullied in school? I didn't understand trans. I wanted to know answers. I asked questions, and then I still didn't follow. Like, why is this popular? No reason. It's because the cool guy has it. Okay, but I want books. Okay, I guess they're interesting. I'm just fascinated with it, Lalit. I'm fascinated, and I kind of want to. I want to understand where it comes from, how it came about, who started it, and what the fascination is, the psychology behind it. That it's fascinating for me, but probably because I don't get it. I mean, makes sense. If I got it, I would just have a Labubu. They're not too bad. I just, the only one I had a visual from is the how many 21 karat gold or something. Was it 21? If you say Labubu 6 times in a mirror, one shows up and tells you to be quiet, they're sleeping. Honestly, can I join them? Then I would like them. Yeah. Uh, no, hold on. See, I can't say anything about it either. Like, it's not, truly, I am not judging it. I just don't get it, and I wish I did. Which is the story of my life, really. As a teenager, I didn't get anything of what the teenagers my age were doing. I was just reading books. But if only because I have a deep, very deep love for Molang, I could not judge this. But if you know Molang, you understand why Labubu confuses me, because Molang is like cutesy and pastel, and this is it's cute, but also it's interesting. It's interesting. Who knows Molang? Humans and society are just fickle. Yeah, Katsu, yeah. Humans are interesting creatures. We're savage. We just deny it most of the time. Are your books interesting? Just pieces of paper with ink pasted together? No! That's not true. That's not true. Books are magic. A Chinese artist created Labubu, but it wasn't until a K-pop artist from Blackpink promoted it that it became viral. See? Blackpink. Okay, I do know about them. That makes sense. That makes sense. There's a lot of variations. I want to know, is there a Molang plushie? Because I would like a Molang plushie. Or Pew Pew. I have Molang on in the background when I'm very sad. It's just cute, a cute cartoon. I made a mistake. Uh-oh. There sure are Molang things over on Amazon. Oh no! I need this. I'm sorry, I'm coming back. Society as a concept is the latest thing I'm philosophizing on. How's that going, Storm? People in today's world are materialistic and want to show off, so whenever there's a trend, they latch onto it because they're afraid of missing out. That's always been the case. I feel like that it's kind of built-in humans. I'd say they're afraid of missing out, and their ego wants to be able to say, "Hey, look at my labubu" to friends. So it's a type of social currency, I guess. Dare I say, a type of currency that is more prevalent in neurotypical spheres. I feel like people who are neurospicy are differently respond differently to stuff like this. Now, of course, there's no black and white. There's a lot of gray. I'm sure there's enough neurospicy people who latch onto trans just the same. But I sometimes wonder about reasoning, because when I was bullied in high school, I also tried to go along with certain trends, mostly clothing and shoes and stuff. But I I failed for one because I didn't get it. But for another, I just genuinely didn't understand why it would matter. I worked with horses, so I was gonna lose from the beginning. I smelled like horse in the middle of the city. People don't like that. Humans are seldom evolved beasts with little to show for their apparent sentience. Yeah. All based out of the need for acceptance, really. So interesting. Psychology is so interesting because, but to me, that when you strip it to the bone, it's truly um, because we still are ruled by our reptilian brain most of the time when we haven't practiced our critical thinking enough. Mofu sound? I just realized that Amazon has like mugs and keychains of Molang and I'm dying. Okay, I'm going. Mofu sound, what? I'm not sure. Oh God. Katsu, what did you do? What is this? What is this? This is adorable. What did you do? I don't have the energy. Oh, my head is gonna burst. Oh no. Uh, Everything is in Chinese. I can't read this. Hold on. I thank you, but also I am now cursed. This is way too cute. I didn't know this existed. People are weird, yes. Don't you think, Storm? I feel like a lot of people are still ruled by their reptilian brains. They've just convinced themselves that they're not, but yeah. Next stream, go look at Cherry's moves. I didn't know. I didn't know about this. I probably shouldn't, because I'm a beast as well. I'm just as savage as the rest of humanity. Look at this. He's holding a flower. You know a lot about cute stuff. It's your sphere. Oh, Katsu, be careful. Be careful, because I I love cute stuff, but if I invest too much in it, I'll lose myself. I would love to drown myself in cute stuff. I have had days where I watched Molang and nothing else, just Molang. Molang and pizza. That's what I did. Because Molang doesn't have language. It's just like, I mean, I feel like there's a little bit of Dutch in there, and I've read that it's a mixture of a lot of languages of all over the world, to create this gibberish that kind of feels familiar to pretty much everyone. But there's no language, it's just cute. Yeah, Molly and Pew Pew. Yeah, I love those two. They're cute. It's good to buy stickers. I just might. I'm keeping this open. I'm keeping this open. I'm keeping this open. I can close this. I don't want to say it, but there's a word I learned in this book that is also a slur for Jewish people. I didn't know about that word either. Now I do. I think I'll get myself a Molang keychain. Not today. Not today. I need more stickers as well. I'm scrolling on images of Mofusa and goddamn they're adorable. Right, it's horrible and amazing at the same time. It's like tasting a new dessert and saying to the person next to you, "Oh my God, this is horrible taste," because it's ruining your life. It's gonna ruin your life. Now you want nothing else but this amazing dessert, and your life is ruined. Yeah, it is. It's with a G, Storm. And it's used so casually in the book, so that's why I'm a bit confused about whether I can say it, because a little bit of research tells me that the way it's written here is usually the derogatory way, and there's another version that is usually not, but he uses the first one. No! Isn't that like Eastern European? Hello, Ox. How are you doing? Lieflijk ruikende konijnenstaartje. Oh God, I mean, that's so terribly specific, but I doubt it smells nice over there. Ox, you're in luck. We pulled your book for January. We're starting off the year 2026 absolutely unhinged, except it's not unhinged. Do you know which one got pulled? I don't know yet how I feel about it. The other one was Vert. I don't have my copies yet. I haven't um, bought the ebook yet. I was hoping it was Ox. At this point, I was hoping it would be Get in My Swamp, but it's not. It's not. It's Squeak. Luckily, it's like 70 pages, so I'll be done with it, hopefully, in a very short amount of time. But it's Squeak. Are you joining, Ox? You must. Come on, you must. I think it only counts as a slur if you're Jewish and using it on someone who isn't. Otherwise, we're just saying the word. But with that logic, there's other words that are used as slurs that you shouldn't say. Right? You're joining Ox? Okay, good. Then I won't be alone, because no, I'm gonna look forward to it. I am almost done with Gabriel's Rapture. I'm gonna finish that tonight, which was written by Sylvain Reynard or Reynard Sylvain. I'm not sure. No, I'm not getting the paperback. I'm so sorry. That's too much for 70 pages. I'm getting the ebook, so I can carry it with me everywhere. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, Gabriel's Rapture, which is the second book in the Gabriel's Inferno series, which was released around the same time as 50 Shades of Grey, and I am laughing. I am laughing so loudly because of the choice of words of this man. It's fascinating. It's fascinating, and I really want to make an effort to read more romance that was written by men, because there's just the choice of words is truly fascinating to me, and I'm enjoying it for that reason. Like it's not as smutty as you might think, especially when put next to like 50 Shades. It's not nearly as smutty as you might think. There's moments, but mostly, I have to say that it is a study of a man who is very in love with himself, mostly. Like, there's this one point where the girl says, "I missed you," and he says, "Thank you." What do you mean? And there's more like that. Like, it's truly so funny. Hi, Jorna. Yeah, yeah, but not in a genuinely, not because I want to bash them, because I do follow someone who is actually upset about these romances. I think it's fascinating. I think we can learn a lot. And also, from there, we can maybe try to find a middle way. So we can do something about the loneliness epidemic, that even if we want to make fun of it sometimes, it is a problem, and we should just take it seriously, even if we don't understand. And I think it might be fun to, with that mindset, that I want to learn about how men think women are interested, and how, like, the way he describes the member of the guy is also just like, what? What do you mean? Icebreakers, I don't know, Alex. I know the books, but I don't know who wrote them. Do you know? Hi, Sarian. Welcome in. Which words? The G word or the N word? But I was talking about the N word. With the explanation I think that Storm gave. I'm sorry if it wasn't you, about the G word, which is a word used by Jewish people for non-Jewish people that I just learned because of this book, because it's talked about in this book. Um, that would mean that the N word isn't as heavy either, which it is. And that's why I'm afraid to say the G word, because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to say something that is not okay. I know, Winston. Okay, you'll come show your face. Thank you for the follow, Jordan. Welcome in. Ox, don't say that. That word is very traumatizing. I've just remembered what's this about the creepy man in the window. I haven't seen him anymore. I think he I gave him a death stare. You don't understand. Winston, you don't understand. We're not doing this. I'm in too much pain today. Leave our little lady alone with her pretty bow. Come here. Come here. Thank you. Good boy. Oh, big stretch. Come say hi. Come show your face so people know that I'm not talking to myself. I have two cats. One is orange. uh, Oh gosh, her synonym for boobs did movement and her eyes gazed upon a appendage. Yeah, Trina, it's so funny. It's funny. It's so funny. And I'm reading this book because Erin was rereading them, and I wanted to accompany her, and she wanted to know my opinion. And I am not reading it. I'm not hate reading it, but I am judgmental when it comes to certain things. I'll admit, I keep notes for most books that I read that I post on Patreon, which is free. You just have to, become a member. Hi, Winston, and you can see it once I'm done. I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm pretty sure. There's a few things that I genuinely I started to cry because I had a headache already and I had to laugh so loud that it hurt. Because it's just funny. He means it. He means it. You can see in the way it was written. It was for women, that book, Gabriel's Inferno, but it's really self-centered and it's really funny. I have to say, it's just funny. And then I like sprout prune and listen up and say, hey, I want to do X. Now he doesn't respond. Oh, I thought you were warm. Yeah. He, like, for example, they exchange gifts for Christmas and he gives her lingerie. Stop it. And she gives him the most thoughtful gift ever that took preparation and stuff. And he's like, I got your size right. And that's, what do you mean? The gift is for you, sir. That isn't for her. You want her to dress up so you can do stuff with her. Winston, stop it. Stop it. Alsjeblieft. Ik heb hier geen zin in. Ik heb hier geen energie voor. Ja, ga eten. So I wanna, Jordan. I didn't even realize I had a headache. Yeah, I had a headache. And he made me laugh in the worst way. But yeah, my notes on Gabriel's Inferno are quite interesting, I would say. I'm not hate reading, I promise. I let you know if I'm hate reading. Do I recommend it? If you, well, also those two are so toxic. They're so toxic, but it's so extreme. I said from the beginning, Julia is like, she has stalker vibes, which is the girl, and the guy Gabriel is just serial killer vibes. And I just read a scene yesterday where it goes wrong in book 2 and they separate. You know your romance story. But in the meantime, when they were apart, he had like 12 pictures of her framed, but he didn't hang them up yet. But it's just rich serial killer guy antics. It's like, just because, oh god, I think my bell's gonna ring. Just because he's rich doesn't mean he can't be a serial killer. But he has just pictures of her in his entire apartment, basically. I'm gonna pee my pants. I think. Is it for me? Yes, it is. Hold on. I wasn't sure. He might have gone to the neighbor, but I saw the mailman coming, so I didn't pee my pants. Only a little bit. Anyway, it's funny. Gabriel's rapture is funny. It's just yeah. He has serial killer vibes. She has stalker vibes for reasons that I won't go into. But trust me, so they're perfect for each other. They're both equally mad. It's just I don't know. And there's a third book, and I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not going to do that for this month yet. Let me catch up. Oh, I don't know if that was allowed or not, but there you go. Funny story. I actually had that once, a sex date, and we came in my apartment, and she just stripped naked and went to lay on the bed just like that. I was left flabbergasted. I was like, you want a drink first, or no? She came with a goal. She knew what she wanted. That's so funny. If a woman does it, men are like, whoa. But we're all animals, all right? We're all animals. We just have to find someone who can meet our freak, I guess. Yeah, Jorna. It was that scene was just I mean it got a little bit sweeter, I guess, later on, but if that is your first gift, you give her lingerie, that doesn't count. That's not a gift for her. That's for you. I hope not. If that is what is to be expected of marriage, lingerie, you don't want that when you're like 60. Probably, I wouldn't want that when I'm 60. Like, give me a what's it called, a moo. I already have those. Yeah. Did you have the drink? I want to know as well. Did you have the drink? Titles. Okay. Yeah, I hope you have a nice meal. I never know what to do with that in English. Thank you for the hydrate. Yes, I need it. She lies. She has no cats. Just crazy. Yes, I will admit. Because if there's one thing that this book is showing me is that just admit that you're insane a little bit, just a little bit. You will probably be better off for it. La Bobo. That experience, like you can't just skip the warm up and everything and expect it to happen. What do you mean? Isn't that what a lot of men do when they're in relationships? Just who needs to warm up? We tried, nothing came of it. I tried, she was dry. Oh, that's a horrible experience. I keep wondering why she decided to do that if she did not feel comfortable, despite we trying to get her to feel comfortable. Tylos, you got a very hard lesson, which is sometimes the brain and the body do not agree. Sometimes the mind says yes, and the body says no, no way, it's not happening. Unfortunately, it seems like she was in that predicament. Her mind was clearly focused on one goal, and her body was not in alignment. That's better, Storm. It's better to just accept it. We're all mad. We're all mad, especially Winston, because Winston will continue to be a bother, even though I tell him that if he does that, he ruins his own day. Anyway, what just came in, and I really quickly unwrapped, are two books that were gifted. I need to go because he's really starting to. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it! Get away from there! I swear. we were going for a walk, but I think you see the sun and you're like, no, we're not going anymore. And that's true. Don't fall. I need to go. I need to go tame my lion. Winston, can you come here? Can you come here? Can you come here? I just put stuff on my hands and that smells too strongly. Can you come here for a second? I am going to go. I stay a little bit too long already. We're going to take a little nap, play with this little dude. Thank you for being here and for having these interesting conversations with me. We'll continue them tomorrow. Look at the schedule to see what it means for you. I'll be back at 10 a.m. No, not summer. Central European time, I think it is. I put a little bit too much energy in the conversation. It's not good for my body. I'm so sorry. I want to continue talking because this makes me very excited. I like thinking about strange human situations because humans are just silly, right, Winston? Yeah, we are. He's so not having it. Tomorrow it's gonna be a normal co-working stream. Hopefully, we'll see. I might just read, and I'll show you the books tomorrow as well. I'm gonna crash. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I hope to see you very soon. Bye. Let's go.